painting the sky in molten red. Through the darkness, two streaks of light erupt. Twin MiG-25 Foxbats rising like ghosts from the sand. Relics of the Cold War, built to outrun anything that breathes. Tonight, they fly into a storm unlike any before, a sky ruled by the F-15C Eagle, America's invincible hunter. Far to the south, an E-3 Sentry AWACS spins its giant radar dome. Sensors sweep the night, painting invisible circles of control. Every dot, every signal, every flicker, monitored, analyzed, contained, or so they believe. In war, silence is never safety. Confidence, repeated long enough, becomes the first casualty. At 40,000 feet, the air is cold and thin. The Foxbats surge east of Baghdad, slipping under radar arcs, their afterburners carving scars of fire across the void. No warning lights flash, no alarms sound. A whisper flickers across the AWACS screen, a signal too faint to matter. That flicker will rewrite the balance of air power. In a war built on perfection, 5 mistakes would shatter it forever. The night sky above Iraq looks calm, almost serene, an illusion crafted by machines. F-15C Eagles, F-16 Fighting Falcons, and a 10 Thunderbolts patrol in rhythm. Each flight timed to the second. Each radar sweep measured to perfection. From the Gulf to the Tigris, a wall of air power stretches unbroken, a living fortress of wings and engines. At its center, the E-3 Sentry drifts high above the desert, its massive radar dish humming like a heartbeat in the clouds. Below, operators watch the green glow of their screens, mapping every signal, every aircraft, every movement across hundreds of miles. They call it total air dominance. Every blip tracked, every threat predicted, every mission rehearsed. It is the closest thing to omniscience mankind has ever built. But dominance breeds routine. Routine dulls instinct. When nothing challenges you, you begin to trust the silence. Thousands of feet below, 2 MiG-25s skim the desert floor, racing through radar shadows, hidden by the confidence of their enemies. No one sees them. No one expects them. Not yet. The wall in the sky is flawless, but even walls crack from within. Perfection doesn't fall from the outside. It collapses from the inside. 2 machines, 2 philosophies. The F-15C Eagle, born from precision, crafted for supremacy. The MiG-25 Foxbat, forged in fear, designed to outrun death. One hunts with elegance. The other survives through raw power. Both mirror the nations that built them. At 40,000 feet, man and metal blur together. Inside the Eagle's cockpit, soft green lights pulse beneath glass, every flicker whispering control. A digital cocoon of confidence. Inside the Foxbat, analog dials, trembling needles, roaring heat. The airframe groans under its own speed, yet in that chaos lies freedom. Defiance against the precision of the West. Up above, the E-3 Sentry keeps watch, operators tracing dots like gods mapping destiny. But gods can grow careless. Machines don't feel doubt. Humans do. When men believe their creation cannot fail, that's when it does. 2 worlds move toward each other, each convinced of perfection. Between them, a thin strip of sky where technology meets arrogance, and perfection is about to break. The stage is set. The first crack in supremacy is forming. A whisper begins it, a faint radar echo east of Baghdad. Inside the E-3 Sentry, an operator glances at his screen. A flicker, then nothing. Static interference, he thinks. He doesn't log it. No one does. First mistake, ignoring the flicker. War rarely announces itself twice. 2 MiG-25 Foxbats thunder across the desert floor, silver bodies slicing through the night. Flying dangerously low, almost touching the dunes. They know they're invisible here, hidden below the horizon line. For hours, F-15Cs have ruled this airspace, hunting in pairs. Swift, confident, predictable. Each patrol flies the same circuit, refuels at the same time, returns to base unchallenged. Second mistake, predictability. Perfection repeated too often becomes a pattern, and a pattern is a weakness waiting to be used. On the morning of January 30th, 2 Eagles lift eastward, Captain Tom Dietz and Captain Bob Hageman. They move to intercept what the AWACS calls unknown contacts. Above them, the Sentry spins in quiet circles as voices fill the radio. Vectors, corrections, instructions, too many voices. Third mistake, Confusion in command. Information is power, but too much becomes noise. The MiG-25s climb fast, Mach 2.3 and rising, gauges rattling, needles quivering. The Foxbats R-40 missiles arm with a deep mechanical click. Ancient, brutal, still lethal. Every second counts. Every breath is survival. The Eagles lock on. Dietz's targeting tone hums steady. He fires an AIM-7 Sparrow. It falls and dies. No thrust. He fires again. Nothing. A third missile. No launch. Fourth mistake. Weapon failure untested. Confidence without verification is worse than ignorance. The hunters are exposed. The Foxbats see them first. Two blips closing fast. Captain Awad's voice cuts through Iraqi comms. Target in range. Fox 2 and R-40 missile launches, its smoke trail glowing white against black sky. It detonates near Heheman's F-15C, shredding the left engine and rattling the cockpit like thunder. The pilot veers off, flames streaking behind as alarms scream. In the chaos, the E-3 hesitates. Are these defectors or hostiles? Hold fire until confirmed. Fifth mistake. Hesitation under uncertainty. The deadliest silence in war is the moment between orders. Seconds stretch. The Foxbats dive through the engagement zone and vanish west, their speed tearing the air apart. The Americans regroup, disoriented, unsure, shaken. No confirmed kills, no losses, only damage and doubt. The E-3 logs it as inconclusive contact. The Pentagon calls it a minor skirmish. But over Baghdad, something deeper has broken. For the first time in the Gulf War, the United States Air Force was blindsided. Not by superior technology, but by human complacency. 5 mistakes, each small enough to ignore, together catastrophic. Ignoring the flicker, flying predictable, losing clarity, trusting unchecked systems, hesitating when it mattered most. The result wasn't defeat, it was revelation. The MiG-25, once dismissed as obsolete, had outflown the best fighter ever built. It exposed a truth behind every war machine. No aircraft, no radar, no pilot is immune to error. Above the desert, the sky falls silent again. No wreckage, no explosion. Just 2 contrails fading into dawn. Perfection cracks, supremacy trembles. From that silence, a myth begins to die. They called it air dominance, but that night, the sky fought back. Dawn rises over Iraq, pale, cold, and quiet again. No wreckage, no proof, only stillness after a fight with no winner. The Pentagon calls it routine. Inside command rooms, silence grows heavy. Pilots say nothing. Reports are written carefully, edited even more carefully. Behind calm words hides a fragile truth. The world's most advanced Air Force had been surprised. 5 small mistakes. 5 seconds of hesitation. The illusion of control cracked open like glass. Missiles refused to ignite. Radars saw but didn't believe. Orders delayed, patterns exploited, judgment frozen. Each alone meant nothing. Together, they revealed the human pulse behind the machine. For Iraq, a flicker of pride in a hopeless war. For America, a wound made not of metal but of certainty. The F-15C would fly again. The E-3 would scan again. But neither would ever feel invincible again. Power doesn't vanish in explosions. It fades quietly in doubt and silence, in the soft hum of an engine that suddenly feels human. Supremacy didn't die in battle that morning. It simply woke up. After that morning, nothing in the sky was taken for granted. Every mission began with 3 words: check, confirm, verify. Every pilot, every technician, every radar operator learned to mistrust silence. Manuals were rewritten. The AIM-7 Sparrow gave way to the AIM-120 AMRAAM. Simulations replayed the Baghdad scenario again and again, until no one ignored a flicker again. But software can't erase a deeper truth. Machines don't learn from fear. Only humans do. Those 5 mistakes became doctrine, studied in classrooms, whispered in hangars, passed down like folklore carved into memory. The most dangerous moment in war isn't when your enemy strikes. It's when you believe he can't. Decades later, new legends take flight. The F-22 Raptor, the F-35 Lightning II, faster, stealthier, smarter. But beneath every display, there's still a heartbeat, an echo of a night when the sky reminded man. Perfection is never permanent. The lesson didn't end in Baghdad. It simply changed its shape. 30 years later, the desert sleeps again. The oil fires are gone, the wreckage buried beneath sand and time. But the sky never forgets. Every dawn over Baghdad carries a trace of that night. 2 MiG-25s, 2 F-15Cs. A brief encounter that changed everything. No monuments mark it. No headlines remember it. Only a scar of vapor once carved across the heavens. A reminder that perfection is always temporary. The wind moves across silent dunes. New aircraft rule these skies, F-22s and F-35s. Machines of stealth and data, yet they inherit the same fragility. The same heartbeat beneath armor. Wars evolve. Empires fade. The sky keeps its memory. It whispers of arrogance, courage, and consequence. Of how 5 small mistakes became a legend written in silence. This is Titan Defense, where forgotten stories of war are told again. Where the sky still remembers, even when nations choose to forget.